Indonesia earthquake-affected residents are slowly resuming local small business in Palu. Bohol Island Tzu Chi volunteers helps a 7-year-old cataract patient undergo surgery in the Philippines. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Lori Chen. Thank you for joining us. It has been 1 month since the massive earthquake struck Sulawesi, Indonesia. In one of the worst affected areas, Palu, much of the infrastructure were destroyed. However, local residents have started to slowly resume their small business operations.
Sri is busy preparing and delivering food from this makeshift kitchen. She and her husband have to live in this tent city following the earthquake, though they are not giving up.
Before the earthquake, I used to sell these snacks, and business was quite good. I believe that on an average day, I had a chance to earn approximately $3 to $5.
Before the earthquake, this type of daily income wasn't enough for the couple, as they had to save to get by. After the earthquake, their income has increased, giving them more hope for the future.
We can't always depend upon other people helping us with assistance. We need to stand on our own. This is why I thought about selling some cooked food and save some money so we could build a new house.
Much of Palu is still devastated 1 month after the earthquake. Affected residents are hopeful, as the government's Social Affairs Department has established a number of public kitchens, which are staffed by volunteers each day.
At the beginning, I just came to take a look and see if they needed help in the kitchen. I didn't think that I would be working the whole time up to now.
Affected residents will take turns like this. They do different duties, and helping out at this public kitchen gives them something to do and keep them busy. This helps erase the pain of the earthquake.
Injured passengers from the Puyoma Express train accident continue to recover both in the hospital and at home. At the moment, there are still a total of 16 injured survivors in Luodong hospitals. The most critical cases being 2 patients in the Bohol Hospital ICU and 5 more in the St. Mary's Hospital ICU. Tzu Chi volunteers continue to accompany all of the survivors during this difficult time.
The Puyoma Express accident has tested an emergency response unit involving 14 doctors from different departments at St. Mary's Hospital, Luodong. They worked through the night to treat the injured, with 5 remaining in ICU with multiple fractures and chest injuries. Many have expressed concern for the train's driver, surnamed Yu, who is recuperating in a hospital ward and is seeking psychological counseling.
目前他还是情绪比较低落，启动这些病患的这个创伤症候群。
At the moment, the driver of the train is still quite depressed. We are starting to care for the patients who may be suffering post-traumatic stress syndrome by providing psychological support. The patients in the intensive care unit have serious chest injuries. There are 2 that are not stable.
Premier William Lai visited the hospital to express his condolences. At the Luodong Bohai Hospital, there were 2 patients that required serious care. A 6-year-old boy surnamed Xie, who suffered intracranial hemorrhage leading to a level 6 coma, is under observation with special monitoring of brain pressure, with further repair of his skull possibly needed, and a 14-year-old Peinan Junior High School student who is stable after repairing his pelvic bone and a left ear injury. Digi volunteers visited the injured in the afternoon and offered their assistance.
First, we gave them some condolence money. Then we tried to learn about the situation. Some have lighter injuries and some are more serious. And we see what sort of help we can provide.
Digi volunteers have pledged to accompany the injured throughout their time in the hospital, with many expected to be discharged this week. Volunteers will also be involved in follow-up care.
Staying on the express train incident news, a total of 5 teachers and students from the Beinan Junior High School sadly passed away. The school's principal was also among the injured. Tzu Chi Education Mission CEO Cai Bingkun, along with other Tzu Chi volunteers, visited the school's principal and offered help to the students and their families.
就是可以输压针，所以我就赶快打电话给那个单位，就是说可不可以几个送我，我可以带回来给我的孩子。
Listening to the words of Beinan Junior High School's principal You Shuzhu, one can tell she's worried about her students. Although she was also injured in the Puyuma Express train accident, she still needs to be strong and lead the other students to face this traumatic experience.
At the school, we focus on educating the children. We're very worried about the parents of our two colleagues. Instead of helping me, we should help the families of these students.
The train incident has unfortunately taken the lives of 5 teachers and students from the Beinan Junior High School. The other educators also expressed their condolences.
The students and families of the teachers still face a long road ahead of them. The students still have to continue to pursue an education. We can provide long-term care to them and their families.
Meanwhile, retired policeman Xie Jieqing has also passed away in this train incident. His wife, who rode the train with him, suffered an arm injury. The volunteers have been accompanying Mrs. Xie as she handled Xie Jieqing's funeral services. President Tsai Ing-wen has also gone to Taidong Funeral Home to pay her condolences on October 24th. Upon seeing the president, the families of the deceased could not hold back their emotions.
Why are the people in Taidong so unfortunate? We can only take the Puyoma trains to return home. We often go out and we can only ride on the Puyoma Express trains. However, now we do not even know how we can get ourselves around.
The families of the deceased passengers hope that the government officials and the public can remember and learn from this unfortunate event.
After this incident, we will do our best to improve the transportation safety in Taidong. This way, people in Taidong can travel home safe and sound. Although Mountain Empire in California is called an empire, most of the community residents are retired senior citizens and impoverished households. Most are living below the poverty line. They either have no medical insurance or fail to get timely medical care due to having to travel long distance. Therefore, San Diego Tzu Chi volunteers hosted a 4th free clinic at the Mountain Empire High School. Services included blood pressure measurements, blood sugar testing, ophthalmology, dentistry, traditional Chinese medicine, and Western medicine. Mountain Empire is a rural area with limited resources, inadequate medical care, and transportation issues. The nearest hospital is more than 100 kilometers away. Tzu Chi once again held a free clinic to care for the residents who are in need of medical services.
Provide service for this wonderful charitable event that I feel extremely honored to be at today, and I hope to participate in as many more as I can.
Most of the community residents are retired senior citizens and or impoverished households.
I didn't realize that for 4 years I've had a bridge that was too tall in my mouth, and it's been causing me headaches, discomfort, jaw pain. I couldn't sleep at night. It's just been a wonderful experience just for the dental part of it. So yeah, that was amazing.
I've been provided wonderful services from dental to vision care and eyeglasses, all from the people that volunteer to provide the community.
I had an issue too, and I wanted to get my eyes checked, and I think it's wonderful what you guys are doing here. Maybe hopefully next time I can be a part of it.
Donating to Tzu Chi is just my way of helping you guys to keep doing what you do. I'm going to try acupuncture today also. I have plantar fasciitis in my right heel. I'm hoping to get some relief there. So, you know, this is a wonderful, wonderful thing that all you guys volunteer.
Combining Tzu Chi with caring community volunteers, the cycle of great love has been achieved in Mountain Empire. The Hualien Tzu Chi Medical Center recently published an internationally recognized medical research paper. Dr. Huang Huikai, a family medicine physician, analyzed more than 100,000 health insurance cases. This is the first time in medical literature cataracts have been linked to higher bone loss and fracture risks by using the national health insurance data. The results from the research is aimed at motivating the elderly cataract patients to be more active in seeking treatment. The vision is gradually blurred and the line of sight is obscured. These are the signs that the eyes are beginning to age.
随着年纪越来越大的时候呢，
As you get older, the lens will slowly start to degenerate. Early symptoms include sensitivity to light, double vision, and unclear images.
There's another invisible aging sign often overlooked that can endanger our lives.
大于50岁的病患。
Patients older than 50 years old are prone to osteoporosis. The prevalence rate in males is as high as 20%, while for females it's closer to 40%. So with age, our bone density will start to decrease, which in turn increases the risk of fractures. Once a fracture happens, it often causes disabilities, an increase in both comorbidity and mortality rate. This is especially true for the elderly population.
Cataracts and osteoporosis are common diseases among the elderly population. One patient's visit in particular led Dr. Huang Huikai down the path of medical research.
There was one time in the clinic a patient with cataracts came in. He had been dragging on for a long time. Then he finally decided that he wanted to go ahead with the surgery. I saw that his head was wrapped up and had a cast for his arm injury. I asked him what had happened, and he told me that it was due to his long-term poor vision. He can't see clearly, so there was something on the ground at home, and he accidentally kicked it and fell.
Through the National Health Insurance Bureau database, Dr. Huang Huikai analyzed more than 100,000 cases. For the cases over 65 years old, what seem to be complete irrelevant relations, cataracts and fractures, are actually closely related.
那我们主要发现呢，白内障病患他
We mainly found out that cataract patients' risk of developing osteoporosis or getting fractures are increased by 29%, nearly 30% if the cataract patient does not undergo surgery, then the risk of these two conditions will increase to 70%.
Ophthalmologists have also found that elderly people with cataracts are indeed more susceptible to injuries.
People with cataracts due to blurred vision can easily fall prey to various types of injuries, so their risk for fractures will automatically increase. For example, they can't see things clearly, which makes driving a dangerous task. When something is in the distance, they will not be able to see it until it gets closer in their line of vision. Therefore, accidents are more prone to happen.
The medical research report put forth by Dr. Huang Huikai is the first one that uses health insurance information in the literature to draw the association between cataracts and fractures. After the publication, it received the attention of the American Academy of Ophthalmology, and it was reported by many foreign media outlets. More importantly, this can motivate cataract patients to be more active in seeking treatment.
所以我们这个研究呢，主要是会建议说，如果
So our research mainly suggests that if a senior citizen has cataracts or symptoms of impaired vision, it's highly recommended for them to get a bone density test. If there are no other complications, cataract surgery should be considered.
The analysis of the overall data has confirmed the direct association of cataracts and osteoporosis. Although these are part of the inevitable process of aging, the symptoms of the diseases can be either delayed or improved upon through treatment. This way, accidents can be prevented and the quality of life can be sustained. This here is the greatest significance of the research results. In the Philippines, Bohol Island Tzu Chi volunteers regularly host free eye clinics for cataract patients. Ever since 2015, they have provided medical services to more than 520 patients. Last year, volunteers helped a 70-year-old cataract patient undergo the necessary surgery. In addition, they helped rebuild this patient's house so he can live with his family.
Ano ito, Lolo? Ano ito? Pila? Pila ito?
Wala.
70-year-old Olympio suffers from cataract and is almost blind. He lives alone in a tiny space. In 2017, Tzu Chi volunteers found out about his situation during the Bohol Island Free Clinic in the Philippines.
His living quarters is not even a house. It's very crude and simple. He only has some daily necessities, and that's how he lives.
On the day of the free clinic, a total of 269 patients have undergone the cataract surgeries. Unfortunately, Olympio's blood pressure is too high to undergo the surgery. He and his family can only leave with disappointment.
If I can't undergo surgery, my life has no hope. I can only pray for a chance to resume my vision.
In order to operate the surgery, Tzu Chi volunteers gave him medications to lower his blood pressure and care for him regularly. At the end of last year, he has undergone the surgery successfully. This year, when volunteers visited him again, his life has completely changed.
We learned about his situation and we wanted to give him love and care. Some of our scholarship recipients and local volunteers have helped build a new house for him. He is now a long-term care recipient.
He has resumed his vision and his living environment has improved. His daughter and grandson also came home to be with him.
I'm very thankful to have this house because now I can live with my daughter and grandson.
Since 2015, Bohol Island Tzu Chi volunteers have hosted 3 major free eye clinics and helped more than 520 patients resume their vision. Through home visits and free clinics, the volunteers are improving the lives of many patients like Olympio.
In Cambodia, Tzu Chi volunteers held a tea gathering at a local school to promote environmental protection concepts. The event organizer remarked that it's important to teach children to protect Mother Earth as they can positively influence their own families.
Cambodia Tzu Chi volunteers are holding a tea gathering at a school to promote environmental protection. A Tzu Chi volunteer from Singapore has come to help promote the concept.
As we promote environmental concepts at the school, students can then go home and influence their families.
Environmental protection is very important and children should have such concepts from youth. Therefore, we have invited you to promote such concepts so that children can also implement them at home.
School leaders have recognized the importance of promoting environmental protection at school. The attendees also take actions to practice recycling.
Do you think this is dirty? It is very dirty. Therefore, before you throw away recyclable items, make sure you clean them first.
After the volunteer explains how important it is to clean recyclables, the teachers and students also try to sort recyclables.
When we visited Taiwan, we only took a look at the recycling station. Today, Tzu Chi volunteers have come to our school to store recyclables with us. This way, we can learn more because we are having hands-on experience.
Vowing to reduce their carbon footprints, school teachers and students have also signed a pledge to do their best to protect the environment.
The second Malaysia and Indonesia Tzu Chi Entrepreneur Spiritual Camp was recently held. There were a total of 512 participants coming together to discuss the theme of the power of the heart. They shared their personal experience with volunteering and hope to inspire others to become involved in more charitable activities.
A total of 180 entrepreneurs from Malaysia and 332 from Indonesia participate in the second Malaysia and Indonesia Tzu Chi Entrepreneur Spiritual Camp. Sugianto Kusuma recalls the 2004 Aceh tsunami, which helped him realize the impermanence of life. To cherish his family, he learned that he must exert more positive energy.
I have studied a lot in Tzu Chi. Like there was a case in the beginning about a wife being abandoned by the husband. She wanted to commit suicide together with her child. This is an example of how we can't leave the family. After coming to the Tzu Chi family, I really learned the truth of my life.
The Indonesian entrepreneur is once again busy and firmly committed to doing good deeds. One individual from Malaysia was deeply inspired to take up the mission of volunteering.
If you can serve human, that means you're also serving God. So I come here, I see the activities that Tzu Chi has been conducting all over the world. Basically, it reinforced my belief.
No matter how rich we are, this cannot guarantee a happy life. It is only by sharing with others that we can truly live a happy life. This is what I truly feel and believe.
The theme of the camp is the power of the heart, with entrepreneurs exchanging ideas and reflecting upon the value of life, regardless of their status in class.
Today, we take a look at another artist, a high school student, Lai Fangyi, who has very high standards for her artwork. If a sketch or painting doesn't meet her expectations, she will throw it away and start again. Her attention to detail and integrity can be seen clearly in her final pieces.
Here we can see all of the detailed features in each portrait sketch. The artist is Lai Fangyi, who is a high school student in advertising design. She said that if a sketch is no good, she will discard it and do it again.
I rarely succeed on the first attempt. The works that I do, which are really good, may have been done some 3 or 4 times.
Every painting must be perfect. She also has this attitude about her school assignments, and naturally the same standards apply to the art which is put on display in this competition. Sometimes she works on her art till dawn the next day.
Sometimes the deadline can be quite short and everything is lumped together. This means I have no time to rest.
Fangi has lived with her grandmother since she was a child. Early on, she saw Fangi's commitment to art. While Grandma says she doesn't understand art, she is happy that Fangi enjoys the hobby. But she doesn't want to see Fangi become too fatigued.
She's very serious and doesn't need much supervision. She does everything well and will work through the night without sleep. I don't want her to work all night, as she'll become too tired.
When there is time, Fangi helps out with the family matters such as cooking, making tea, serving Grandma, and also her aunt visits with her who lives nearby. In fact, the two have a very good relationship, just like mother and daughter.
Every year, Mother's Day, I make a card for my aunt. You can see all the progress that I've made.
Digi volunteers have accompanied Fangi from elementary school and have seen her grow up. They know a girl who doesn't like to say much but has used art to develop her self-confidence and inspire change.
It has given her a sense of worth and accomplishment. This whole process has been very valuable, as she has made great progress over the past 8 years.
Aside from being very self-demanding, Fangi wants to continue her art career, as well as care for her family and other underprivileged groups in the community.
Speaking of Taiwanese artist, Yu Yang has dedicated his life to the arts, with his work displayed all around the world. In order to honor his legacy, Yu Yang Arts Education Foundation has produced a documentary film. They interview a total of 70 artists from different countries to share with the world the story of his life.
There's never been a Taiwanese artist as talented as he was since the last century.
Who is it that owns a unique place in Taiwan's art history?
Without Yu Yang, there won't be Zhu Ming. He simply created me.
Yu Yang is considered one of the most dynamic domestic artists in modern history. He created over 2,500 art pieces, including sculptures, paintings, photography, and modern artwork. His life can be described as a virtual art history lesson. Now his story is being presented through a documentary.
This is an era of video, so we thought that through the documentary, people could understand him better and easier. Also, the documentary condenses his life story for the audience to watch.
The team used his nickname Yu Yu as the film's name. They spent 3 years interviewing 70 artists around the world, hoping to provide the audience with a new angle to understand his life.
We filmed the documentary almost without any script, but only our intuition. The most challenging part for me is to get into the psychological world of Professor Yang.
The documentary by Yu Yang will be broadcast on DaAi television next January to honor one of the Taiwan's great art masters.
The Redlands Monthly magazine held a photography exhibition at the Kaohsiung Cultural Center. In the past 20 years, the magazine has brought readers to hundreds of countries. The venue proudly displayed the 4 main themes of discovery, exploration, humanities, and care. Through our cameras, please enjoy these magnificent photos. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next time.